And a good morning to you. Welcome inside the Bottom Line. 94.4 Rembrandt. Guess what? It's going to rain again. I know you're surprised.
What?
Nobody thought it would rain again.
Are you serious?
We're on the every other day rain train.
Right.
It's going to rain late Saturday into Sunday, and it's going to rain Tuesday. And we're not going to get any snow in the month of January. That's almost a given. We're not going to get any snow.
Doesn't look like it does.
And I'm not happy about that. I want to, ladies and gentlemen, Phil Harris is in the house. He's setting up his surveying equipment to see if we're in our correct positions here for the studio.
What a great American.
Absolutely. Leave me your crap and I'll work on it later. How about that?
And the guy is so good at what he does.
He is. He's the master.
He is my guy.
He's the master. Yes, sir.
That just made my day. Seeing you and then seeing Phil. I'm just going to go home and get in the bed. I'm done.
That's what I'm going to do.
My day is done.
That's what I'm going to do.
You're the man.
I'll call you, Phil. Thanks, buddy. Just another one of my multifaceted jobs.
He's a great American. Love that guy.
All right.
He's a good dude.
Let's get cranked up, get started here.
Boy.
The only bad news about today, there's no Thursday night football. That time of year has come. I'm anxiously awaiting USFL action in April.
Yeah, and next year the XFL comes online.
It comes back.
Which, I think there's been enough time to go by where people will give it a chance.
I give it more than a chance.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think enough time has gone by where people say, okay, the rollout, the excitement of it, it just didn't quite live up to the hype that that they were hoping it would. What they should have done with the XFL, in my opinion, they wanted to make it extreme and, where there's a lot of, hard-hitting live.
Yep.
They should have shortened the field to half of what it is on all the way around. Then the speed of the game would have allowed you to absolutely derail people, that they were looking for and, sped things up, kind of like arena football, right? Mm-hmm. It makes it more compact and more exciting. For the build-up, they needed that kind of speed of the game, and they just couldn't get it with the players they had.
Well, I'm not.
Hate me and other guys.
I was a fan. I used to watch Europe football, NFL Europe.
Oh, yeah,
back in the day.
Sure,
I mean, football's football. However you slice it, football's
right.
football. And let me get this out here. Morning, Richie. Richie wants a foot of snow.
Yeah, we do, brother.
And here is another thing that I thought I would bring up. We have a little group text that we participate in, and there's been a lot of talk. Ford ended the show yesterday concerning why he couldn't have my chair. And there are some folks that maybe would like to come visit, get a personal experience of the Beast. The door is open. I'll set you down in front of the 70 on the wall, and you can get the full effect on how this would be in your house.
Make a fundraiser.
Okay, these are available. They can be gotten at Factory Mattress, who's one of our advertisers on WLON.
Yeah, they do a good
down
job.
in Lincoln.
Yep.
And she will hook you up. And it's as easy as saying, put it on my truck. I did it. I was there. I've done it. I said, put it on my truck. And that's what we did. So Stephen Lowe, he said he wants to see what's so magical about this chair. And I told him doors are always open. I'll ask to stop by. Now I'll be glad to let him experience the Beast.
I love it.
Yep.
I think it's fantastic.
Just in case anybody's wondering, we do have the Beast available. Now, I wanted to bring up, we were kind of talking about it before we went on air, talking about Tom Brady and trying to make decisions, those kind of things. And I'm trying to remember, I want to say that it was Dan Marino on one of the shows that he does, one of the studio shows, or it was in an interview that he did in talking about getting his take on the emotional press conference that Tom Brady had. Okay? You had not seen that side of Tom. No. Tom doesn't really show emotions per se. So he said something, and I've heard it kind of expressed this way before, and I just want to kind of get your take. He said, regardless of where you're at from a faith perspective, death is final. And even if you're okay with what happens after death, most people still aren't looking forward to it, and it's one of those things that you're still it's the unknown. It's all those type things. So I say all this because Dan Marino called it, when you get out of sports, he said a part of you has died and it's hard for you to deal with it. You know that day's coming.
Yep.
But when it happens, it's hard to deal with it.
100%.
When I was told I couldn't play anymore, that was some deep, dark depression for me. I didn't watch a football game for 2 years. I just couldn't. I could watch a little NFL. I could not watch my Tigers play because that's where I wanted to be, and I couldn't. So when you go back and you look at that, it's so hard for these guys to quit because there is that finality of where it's been a part of their life. I don't know if you heard this. Tom Brady has been in the NFL longer than he's not been in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that there's anybody else that's really done that.
Alan Page, right? No, seriously. I mean, I'm just throwing. I
don't know, and I'm the only other one I can think about is
George Blanda.
Yeah,
no, and I'm just throwing those out when you say that.
But you know what I'm saying?
But I mean, not to the level that Brady.
But you think about that.
Yeah.
So that is a hard realization that he's going to have to come to, like other players.
Yeah, Lanny.
Oh, wait a minute. Do not go there, honey. OMG, you are so dumb. They are too ugly, and he and Wes are the only ones who like it. Every man that comes and visits my chair will love my chair. And the chair is there. Okay? We can agree to disagree. That is my chair. Mandy said, Kim, if Ford needs a chair fix, I'll just send him your way. And that is completely fine. Straight men have no business picking out furniture, according to your wife. Well, sometimes my feminine side comes out, and I just think things are pretty. Okay?
Oh, God.
Okay. So, and he's welcome to come. Any man needs to come and visit in my chair. Tell you what I might do. Here's what I might do, but I'm not taking the chair out of my house, okay? I may have to put a big TV in up here and put an assortment of beast chairs around for guys to come hang out. How about that? Okay? That's all I'm going to say. We'll end it right there. Now we'll go back to where we were at to important stuff because chair's not a topic. Chair's here to stay. Okay? And you said it was just me and Ford and Wes. Well, everybody that's been in that chair loves that chair. So everybody else is wrong. Period. Okay, now let's move on. So back to Tom. Tom's going to struggle to make this decision. It's going to be hard for him to move on to the next part of his life. And I'm not sure if, as far as his divorce was concerned, I don't know how much the career was involved. We'll never know.
No, nor should we really.
And I think if anything, the career will be used as an excuse so you don't know if there was anything else behind that.
I tell you, man, that's it's so tough, and things need to be private in that regard. There needs to be some level of privacy, regardless of of what level that you're covered. I guess is good, whether it be sports, politics, whatever. But, the people that are highly motivated, it doesn't matter men, women, I'm just talking about individuals that are highly motivated. Mm-hmm. The people that they're with have to understand that emotion and passion and be able to communicate with them their thoughts, feelings, things that, are important to them, concerns they have. But at the same time, if things get too much and that person's still got that internal drive and is not ready to turn it off, you got two choices. You can either stay on them about it and the brick wall starts stacking up in front of you.
That's correct.
Okay. Or you can put those concerns you have aside and say, you know what? I'm in this thing. I'm going to do this. Now, I'm not saying people right or wrong, whichever way they choose. But that's really what it comes down to. And, people that are highly motivated, they have to have, if they are with someone, they have to have that support system and understanding, or they can't flourish and be the best they can be because they're worried about stuff over here.
Mm-hmm. Like chairs.
Yeah.
Okay. I started bringing it up.
Okay. So that is, and Brady's not the only person that may go through this. I'm sure there are professional soccer players, men and women, that the people that they're with have the same thoughts and feelings. There's a lot
world class athletes.
There's a lot of concussions in soccer,
and
in politics too.
Anything, actors, anything.
Yeah.
This is
it is
when you're so high profile, and I want to say like in demand.
Yeah,
but it's almost like having two lives.
Yeah.
It's a whole different persona, and for whatever reason, it's hard to give that up.
Yeah.
Especially from an athlete standpoint.
It is, and that's a great point. I mean, it's really, really hard to let that part go.
Mm-hmm. So, I feel for him, but I thought that, and I'm pretty sure it was Marino that said it, and I thought that was as well put as you could make it.
It's finite.
Yeah. I mean, everything is that you do.
I got to tell you though, Lanny, I watched him play this year. And if you line up all the quarterbacks in the NFL, there will be teams that will take Patrick Mahomes before Brady.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on what the team needs and where they are, there's a lot of teams that will take Brady first.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there may be some agreement or disagreement with that, and I understand what people say, oh, Mahomes is better. But it's what the situation calls for sometimes that's most important, not who is actually the absolute best.
Well, and the other thing that's happened with Mahomes,
and he's not been in the category of MVP the last 3 or 4 years where Brady has. So we got to be clear with that.
Mahomes has had things, built around him.
Yeah.
As we said, you've got a great organization that understands
that,
how do we put the pieces together to maximize what we have.
Right.
100%. And in Brady's situation, if somebody was shopping for him today, they have to look at, do we have enough pieces
to make
that he could come in and take us to the next level?
That's a good
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what you're saying. It's situational. I mean, it really is.
It is. And if you have like the Panthers would be a perfect situation for Brady to come in, kind of like going to Tampa, where if they hire – I'm talking about if they hire Peyton, which they're not going to do. I'm just throwing a crazy hypothetical. But that would be a great place for Brady to come into with someone like Sean Payton, because Sean Payton's going to be looking for the next generational quarterback that's experienced. I don't think he drafts a rookie and tries to develop him. I think he's going to get that guy. But at the same time, what he's trying to do is get a baseline established for his team.
Build his foundation.
Right, get some kids and younger players in that are excited and will work hard, do the things that Belichick did at New England by bringing in receivers like Amendola, Wes Welker, crazy one. Who's the crazy one?
Randy Moss?
No, well,
Antonio Brown?
The other guy that was undersized like Welker and Amendola. Oh, he's one of the greatest to play. He's the one that had got suspended. Oh, anyway, it's early. I hadn't eaten protein yet, but yeah. What my point is bringing in these younger players that have a lot of potential that aren't really on the radar. Therefore, there's not a lot of film study on them to how to play them, and then Brady can adapt what he does to them, and that's what made him so great.
Waddle.
Weddle. No, it's the other guy. I think he was number 11.
Okay. Rich, you'll find him.
No, and they'll know who I'm talking about. He wore a beard for a while. He was a real tough receiver they had. Shorter guy. He's one of the smaller guys. But anyway, but the point is you could build and structure things around, and Brady doesn't need somebody like McCaffrey there. That's why I'm saying it's, one of those that, he's the guy. I know Richie's on it. He's the guy that got suspended for like half a year because of performance-enhancing drugs, or maybe it was drugs that he got caught with.
My wife said Edelman.
Julian Edelman.
Okay.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you. I should have known that. I mean, it's just early, but that is bringing in guys like that are undervalued, but yet have tremendous. I mean, all these guys, like a lot of those guys, were like quarterbacks in college and high school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they understand the game. But anyway,
deeper understanding.
Yeah.
Final comment before we take a break. Got to take a break, and then we'll have a short segment next time because I got a conference call that got moved up a little bit. But my wife said the chair would look wonderful here.
Talking about here.
Yes, but in our tiny living room, it's an eyesore and an injury hazard. Well, here's the deal. That chair's going to look good there for a while. Its twin brother will look good up here as I expand the man cave.
Triplets.
That's already in the plans. I'm already
two.
thinking about it.
We could have 2 extra chairs. They could be triplets.
I'm thinking about big screen and maybe about 4 of them, maybe a little membership.
Yeah.
Okay. Shirt's got to go. The display area over here's got to go. That's going to become a man cave, just in case anybody's keeping score. When we come back, we'll give you a Cowboy update. I know everybody's waiting on that. Stay tuned. Don't turn it off.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
And welcome back. Let me give you an update. We're kind of doing some planning while we were away at break, and here's what I've decided. When we make the modifications to the man cave, listen to my wife. You live up there anyway, and when you're home, you're in your office, so why do we need that chair here? Because it's mine. Never mind. I know why, to get on my nerves. Well, here's the deal. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little conversion and enhance the man cave. But then, here's what we can do. Any of those recliners that we put in here, we'll put them to where you can turn them around and we can have a live studio audience.
Ooh. Pivoting.
Just turn them around away from the TV.
No, yeah, that's it.
And you can watch the show. We'll put a camera on it so people can wave at their friends. You like it?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Then got the wheels turning. It's over. Yeah. Every man that comes to the new STG man cave will have to have their own chair at home.
I love it.
Okay.
I absolutely love it.
There you go. All right. So let me give you the Cowboy update. And Richie also said that he was reading where Kent Dorsey is the leading candidate for the Panthers head coach.
I like that guy.
I'm
man.
okay, too. He's got a tenure with the Panthers. He was well respected when he was here with the Panthers. I think if you don't go with Steve Wilkes, you need to go with somebody that's solid that maybe has a connection to the Panthers.
100%.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay
if
with
they're
that.
not going to go that route. But, see, I'm like you. I just don't think that they're going to bring in, an established – someone. Yeah, I mean, it's. I agree.
Yeah. But I like that. I like that. Milton said just saw a poll where Washington is sold. If Washington is sold, they should rebrand and maybe go with Taters. I like that. I would think that if somebody comes in and buys Washington, I would hope that the new management would rethink the name. Now it's a process.
No. I talked to a client yesterday that's a huge. I say Redskins.
Yeah.
Former. He was big with the Washington Redskins. He has all the, memorabilia and everything, right? And he absolutely hates the name Commanders. He can't stand it. He said, they wish they just would have left.
They don't say anything.
The Washington football team.
Yeah.
He said, I wish they just would have left it.
Yes.
That. He said this whole thing is just, when your team, a lot of times, you're identified by the way that your team is branded.
Mm-hmm.
And there's passion with that. I mean, it's like the New York Giants, right? That's a big deal. The Giants football.
Mm-hmm. It will take 2 generations to surpass
if the
Redskins.
NFL's around then.
To surpass
I don't
Redskins.
think it'll be around.
That's a good point. All right, here's your Cowboys update.
There's a chance it couldn't be.
For all you Cowboy fans, the Cowboys now have 36 playoff wins. And they have surpassed Tom Brady's career playoff wins.
I posted that last night.
36-35.
That's unbelievable.
But I don't think he's done.
And they've had a drought.
Jimmy White, live audience. Yes, sir, buddy. I hope your guy told you I said hello that delivered a package for me. Bob said I'm in. I like orange too.
Oh, God.
Lincoln said, go back to the Redskins. All of us who've been fans for many years still – and everybody. I told you Jim Nance, he did that on the air, just forgot. It's easy.
Well, people are so sensitive about that. I mean –
I did like Taters, though.
People have a right to feel they want to feel about things. There's a – man.
And once we open up, we'll take up a collection. We'll start a fund to buy us one of them Nugget ice machines. like I bought my wife for Christmas for the man cave up here. You're going to be surprised. You're going to come in here one day and you're going to say, holy crap, you weren't kidding. You moved everything around. Just wait and see. Just telling you. Okay. He drives for Avit Express, and he coaches where you coach, if I'm not mistaken.
Who's that?
I cannot remember his name. Jimmy White. Jimmy's a kid that played for me at Highland, and he's real active with rec league football. And Richie said going to have a cigar lounge too. And Lincoln said price out one of those ice machines. I bought one, Lincoln. Bought my wife one for Christmas. I wasn't crazy about it, and I'm going to be honest with you. That's a great little thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a neat little thing. It's really good with my Gatorade when I'm drinking my
changer.
Gatorade. Yeah. To chew on that ice with the orange Gatorade poured over it. Now, I haven't tried it with my personal sweet tea that I have, but it's just around the corner. No, I don't need a commission from Julie. Julie's not giving me a commission for selling those chairs. Bob Duckworth said you might check on a lift-type chair for me and Mr. Powell. Well, let me tell you this, Bob. You know, I'm not a small man, and when I sit in my chair, my feet don't touch the ground. That's how big this chair is. And at the same time, when you lay it back, my feet don't hang off the end, neither does my head. That's why it's called the Beast.
I like it.
Jimmy said, I think it was the Cramerton Panthers, maybe a different team, Jimmy. I don't think it was at the middle school. And I had heard, congratulations, you're planning on coaching at Forest View next year. That's awesome. Jimmy's a great kid. He was one of my good boys. Cool. Just like you. It's nothing like keeping up with those former players and having those connections.
Man, that's what it's all. It's all about relationships.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
I mean, in the end, wins and losses are great, and there's a lot of things you can fall back on memory-wise. But I think continue to develop and cultivate the relationship and take it to the next level. Whatever capacity that there's capability to do so is what's important.
All right, give me a couple. I'm gonna give you a couple of headlines before we bump out of here because I got to do this call. Short answer for you 4. Pittsburgh Steelers have announced a new offensive coordinator. They're bringing back Matt Canada. Matt Canada signed a 1-year contract extension last year through 2023 and will be the offensive coordinator for the 3rd season.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I think he has the opportunity to grow and develop with Pickett. I think that Mitch Trubisky will end up somewhere like Carolina or I'm using Carolina. I mean something in that realm, because I think he brings more value to the table than anything they got there. P.J. Walker to me would be the guy that I would like to try to enhance a little more due to
I do too.
The tightness of the football that he throws, the athleticism to be able to get out of the pocket and throw the football, and the command that he seems to respect in the huddle.
If nothing else, he is worth paying for as a backup.
Yeah, and he's very dependable, and he
stays on the field,
and he tries to be a distributor of the game and manage the game, and not try to be the playmaker. And on that note, what about the accolades and everything that we hear? Lamar Jackson's a great player. I take nothing away from his super talent, but there's some issues there. The tweet that he put out that was really, really bad that he took down very quickly, there's some issues there. Okay?
Got to be careful what you do.
Yeah, and I know we all, I'm not casting stones. I'm just saying there's more there to this than meets the eye.
Kyler Murray's the same way.
Okay. And, the fact that the coaches came out and said, well, I've never seen him act like that or say anything like that, or I would like to know if that's true or not, because the what he said through Twitter is not something that you don't know about. It's
things
almost like it's not
when things that should stay inside the locker room get out, there's problems.
Well, the way that he said what he said.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how you could not have seen or know of that behavior before, or if they were just shielding him, which I understand that too.
Well, that's
but
what I'm
it's
saying,
not
trying
the
to keep
truth.
it inside the organization.
But it's not the truth. They're
Yeah.
just shielding him.
Yeah.
You know, and I say it's not the truth. It may not be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just think that you talk about what it takes to run a team,
Mm-hmm.
what it takes to be successful. You have talked about this on multiple levels. Your preference of player, the type of person they are versus the athleticism, and trying to get the combination of both. There is a reason on the Navy SEAL chart that they focus on the most dependable. That first criteria is dependability and accountability. The second criteria is the ability to do the other stuff like shoot, rescue, doctor up, athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
Now what happens is when you make something very, very tough to be a part of, you raise the level and the bar on all areas, right?
Right.
And so they're able to get those people that are extremely high dependable but also very high functioning. You build your team first, not through athleticism. It'll help you win games, but not championships.
Right.
The championships come from, the Navy SEAL chart.
The,
goes like this,
the
right?
substance of the players
it does.
you have.
It
Yeah.
does. And the stylistic form once complements the higher level of substance, then you've got what it takes to sustain the long-term success. This is an issue.
Like the degrees,
This is a big issue
like
in
the
our
degrees
society.
of hotness versus crazy.
The crazy hot matrix.
Crazy hot matrix.
Yeah, I've only heard about it. I don't know anything
Okay,
about that.
I'll have to get that for you. How about Vikings GM expects Cousins to return next season?
I like him. I love him.
He's now paired with a coach that can utilize
I love
what
him.
he brings instead of trying to mold him into something else.
I love Kirk Cousins,
Yep.
and I think that the trials and tribulations he went through earlier in life are what and learning from those are what are allowing him to take those next steps.
Yep.
And he was in Washington and was doing okay, and then all of a sudden, he can't do it. It's like the whole thing with Tebow. Nobody liked the way he ran. Nobody liked the way he threw. Nobody liked the way he did this or did that. But yet he beat the Steelers in a playoff game. And they were very, very good that year, especially defensively.
Mm-hmm.
And, his preparation, meeting the opportunity, defined the outcome.
They tried
of
to
that
make
game.
him something that he wasn't.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at. And now, you're talking about a man that, well, anyway, I just wonder how much worse off some teams would have been by
I
having
agree.
him.
But you got to have a coach that's willing to utilize him and maximize his skills.
Well, I think you have to have a league that's willing to do that too.
Yeah.
No matter what that person stands for.
Yep.
And it seems like that, and it appears that we're getting away from standing with the most solid piece of evidence that most of us agree that's ever existed, and just going with the next thing. That's
Everything
that's
will
not
come back and rise to the top.
That's what I'm saying. There's
Final question. Dallas signs kicker Vincenzo as added insurance.
They're just doing that to appease the people that said, I can't believe he missed 4 field goals or extra points. And he did. First of all, they kick him from like 40 yards out.
Yep.
Number 2, kicking is not easy. I don't care what anybody says. That's why they are the best in the world at what they do.
Yep.
Okay? And, and once things get in your head, it's like shooting a foul shot.
Well, it's and
It is.
And Milton made a comment when you were talking about Lamar. This is the same thing. Lamar is a head case, and some of these others are the same way. And sometimes you got to fix those issues because it's not what's on the field. I've always said, the 6 inches between your ears is the furthest distance you have to
I'm not
deal
saying
with.
Lamar Jackson's a bad person.
No.
I think he's a good guy. I mean, from what I've seen, he seems to be a good guy. But what I'm saying is there may be, based on his actions, I'm not making this stuff up, right? I'm talking about what I've observed and just saying there may be something more to this than what we know. And I know he was in a contract year and he decided to play and didn't sign, a big one and all this. And, there's some angst and things like that were there. But, it had a lot to do with him not winning the division because they were every bit as good as Cincinnati, but basically the same team. If you think about it, it's kind of like the same team in a way. But there's just too many – I don't know, man. It's just a lot of chaos. For a lot of teams, it just seems to me it's unnecessary.
There's no control and direction.
Yeah, like come in and take control of your team.
To make sure everybody's pulling on the oars
Well,
in the same direction. Yeah,
come in.
Everybody's afraid to do that.
If you're the GM, well, you know what? They're afraid of the ridicule. They're not afraid of the action. They're afraid of the reaction.
That's right.
That's the problem.
Yep.
Okay, and it's at some point, when you have an investment like that and you're asking people, it's just like college football. Okay, their job is to make sure that the best teams playing a national championship, they're going to lose fans and they're going to lose engagement because of a statement they tried to make the last 2 years, putting teams in that had no business being in the playoff.
Yep.
Now, you ask me why I'm passionate about that, because I invest my time and energy,
You're right.
all right, into supporting, both with my time and energy, college football. Really don't care about, I went to East Carolina, so I hate everybody, or I love whatever. But my team's never going to play for a national championship. That's okay. I know that. But I'm invested in college football, Lanny, and it's ridiculous.
Me too.
That they would do it. Now, you know what I'm going to be saying all next year? Well, really doesn't matter who plays. It's who they're going to make the feel-good story of the year now, and they're going to blame, it's amazing to me. Alabama plays Tennessee. Tennessee's number 1, beats them in last-second field goal. Alabama drops in the rankings. Okay, I said this. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to wear it out, okay? Alabama plays LSU, who they're ranked higher than LSU. LSU beats them in overtime. Alabama drops. That's okay. LSU rises. However, you can have a team that is number 3 in the country that gets beat by an 11 or 12 team in their conference championship game, but they stay there. How? How? You shouldn't punish them for playing a conference championship. It's the body of work. It's not the game.
But you have to get out of the opinion side and get down to numbers, because numbers don't lie.
And that's what I'm getting at.
Yep.
And when you interject feelings and try to,
once they figure out that the respect and the eyeballs that they get will be greater by doing it the right way based on numbers and competition than taking the opinions of those that they thought they would offend. But that's got to happen.
But what happens is when you start taking into account feelings first instead of process and what is right.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. You start losing the people that are engaged the most and start catering to those that really don't have any at stake except their feelings.
Until they see it in the wallet, that's when they make the change.
And that's what I'm talking about. Look at NASCAR. That's why the tracks are coming back up north. In North Wilkesboro.
And that's why it has to hit them in the wallet. When it hits them in the wallet, that's when they
and you know what? I know you got to go, and I'm sorry. I got to say this. People say, yeah, but this is more of a reason to have more teams in a playoff. No, this was reason to keep it like it is or have less.
I'm completely fine with more teams because I want more football.
I want a top 3, 2 and 3 play, and they play number 1. That's what I want. I don't want 16 teams.
Well, they can't.
48
they can't do that because that'd be too complicated.
They proved they can't do 4.
I know.
Because we're going to let a team in that can't even step on the field with 7 other SEC teams, but yet because they did this, do you go from 3 and get beat? All right, and you stay there.
Well, I told you when you go to the rankings, if you come back to the power index, just come up with a formula.
Today was supposed to be a day where I was kind.
Just come up with a formula,
Lanny, and I was going to be like, okay, look, I've been a little whatever this week, and that's okay. All right, it's time. But I was going to be kind and not go off. But it's infuriating. We have got to turn the corner with all this crap that's going on.
But it's like a cruise ship. You can't turn it quick. You got to turn it slowly.
That's a great point. That was good. That was really good.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Maybe not. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you tomorrow.